Last year alone, we lost 70,000 Americans to fentanyl overdoses.
And sadly, the numbers only seem to increase every year, which is why earlier this year, Tennessee lawmakers passed a new law that would allow for the widespread use of fentanyl test strips. News Channel 5's Chris Davis shows us what they are and how they help.
Within a couple of years, it was so prevalent.
At Cumberland Heights Treatment Center, Dr. Chapman Sledge knows better than most
Addiction is a disease, but it's a treatable disease.
what we're facing up against when it comes to addiction.
Because it is so potent, it's very easy to overdose.
I worked one tablet, which is kind of hard to see.
For the last few years, his biggest concern has been fentanyl.
We see fentanyl all day, every day. Fentanyl is ubiquitous in the world of drug abuse.
But thanks to a new state law, it's now a lot easier to access fentanyl test strips.
Fentanyl test strips would be able to determine whether, whatever the substance is contains fentanyl.
It's useful because the potent opiate is often laced into other drugs.
And you're also seeing fentanyl and cocaine and methamphetamine. It's basically everywhere.
Which is why Sledge believes it could be useful for a portion of the population.
For people that have not crossed from casual use or abuse, problematic use, to addiction, it may deter their use. My concern is that for people with the disease of addiction, their brains have changed.
After all, we did tell you he would know better than most.
I was drawn to the field of addiction medicine through my personal recovery.
While Dr. Sledge never abused fentanyl, he's not sure if a test strip would have been a deterrent, especially once he was hooked.
Risking my family, risking my health, risking my career, my profession. I don't know that a test strip would have derailed that compulsion.
For those in that situation, he urges them to seek help, and for the rest of us, to find compassion.
To see this as a disease, like so many other diseases, if somebody has a heart attack, we don't, when they show up in the hospital, we don't say, he did it to himself.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, we have multiple resources available right now on our website. Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Chris. Fentanyl test strips will be distributed by the state through various harm reduction centers in Tennessee.